Sexy Red had her little tape come out a few weeks ago. She was getting clowned. Because at first she was saying something was pink, something was brown, but now they saying everything is brown. All right.
Oh,
So
Ugh.
I'm gonna play this video and I want to get the ladies' take on it first. Here we
oh
go.
God.
Sexy Red got a message to y'all. Y'all think y'all clowning her. Here we go.
Sanitary.
See, them ass little kids talk about my coochie not pink. Why now? I'm brown. Why would the outside of my coochie be pink? Can you make it make sense? That's how I know y'all don't get no ass nothing. Why would the fuck the outside of my coochie be pink? Not that y'all was thinking that that's sick. No, the outside is not pink, dumbass. If you get some coochie and you see what the fuck going on, you gonna see what I'm saying. Common sense. Now, next question, Tamika. Next question, Tamika.
I don't know. I didn't see the tape, but apparently it didn't look good. So she's now pregnant though. She is pregnant. All right.
Oh,
Somebody like it.
somebody shot up the club, bro. Oh
Of
God.
course they did. Of course Nug Nug shot up the club. Who
Yeah.
else gonna shoot up the club?
I mean, what is there to say?
Yeah.
I, like, I mean, I guess her song is what it is. I've never actually listened to it except for whatever memes you guys be playing on it. But the fact that she's even talking about that on a lot, like in general, like it's obscene. It's so vulgar and obscene. Like it just
Yeah,
I'm
it's
lost for it.
foul.
I don't know how people get to that point. I really don't. Even if you are from the hood, like not everyone
Uh,
from the hood goes online and talks like this. So like
uh,
this
No.
is an extreme
but
case. I don't get it.
connect that dot. We just showed you the hood.
Oh, okay,
That is a
yes.
product of it. That's a
Mm,
product of what we just
okay.
showed you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell y'all that
Yeah,
dot
she's very
is
real.
that dot connects directly. It's a direct
Hmm.
connection.
The comparison that people would be making would be it's just like those lips are to the lips that's on our face and they can be colored, right? You know, everybody don't look like. So I feel like that was the point that she was trying to make. But again, because she is this classless one, she's having,
There you go.
she's genuinely the only person you should be discussing what it look like the person that's experiencing it. I all got to that's what I'm talking about.
Man, she's so hollow inside. It's ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm.
And once upon a time, though, in our in our community, we did have people like somebody like you, Mr. Walker, and Mr. Gavin X, or Mr. Trey, or Real Leo, somebody who had some experience or knew something. Might have been a truck driver, not a truck driver, but like a bus driver. Somebody, people who were active in the community that it was known, and the women overrun our communities now. So those men that had a face in the community would tell them hey, don't act like that. You know, people knew each other in certain places and they knew their kids. And what I'm trying to say is the women told them they couldn't tell their children nothing. So those who didn't have fathers or didn't have the proper guidance in their everyday life couldn't receive that from them, because if they did, the mother and the or father, they had already been known that couldn't nobody tell them nothing but their mama daddy, because people didn't trust each other no more. And in our community, we don't trust each other anymore. So that is a big aspect that's missing. And even we experience it with our platforms here, even what we call the manosphere or whatever we consider ourselves being. Women do not like this. They hate it. They hate it with passion. They were
Yeah,
to the point of not
facts.
wanting to be considered be they won't be considered involved with you. So you gotta understand, like, some things have changed over time. People have changed, times haven't changed, but people have changed. But in other communities, it is like in religion, the belief and stuff, it has remained the same. They well informed in it. In our community churches, certain things are not being retained.
But they omitting stuff
Yeah,
too. They
the true
AD,
message is
they're
not being
omitting
given.
the true message has been taken out of the churches. You
Yeah,
understand? Like, the churches is the places where you're supposed to go and hash out our issues and what we need to do as a party. Because there literally should not be just a Democratic and a Republican party. There should be a black party, because we just have just as much rights in this country as everybody else. But the churches do not do that. I feel like the government actually makes sure that they don't talk about politics in the churches. And this is something that needs to be discussed.
The government funds a lot of these churches. That's why you go to these communities now, and they done took a lot of these community resources and gave them to the church. Now, who can pimp the black people the best without even putting them on the street? The church.
Go ahead, tell them.
But what does it take for get a woman to get in line? You have to give her something to believe in, and that's where it works too.
But believe in it's a false message of hope to believe in, because
that's all it takes though.
But that's why we losing. We know
women are based on feelings and emotions.
So
that church, especially if you go in this church of God in Christ. If you play that music, it's like the club in there. Everybody get to jumping up and gyrate. You see all kinds of funny looking dances going on.
Hey,
they
he
think
ain't
it's
lying.
the club up in there.
He Dr. Feel Good. That's what the preacher is.
And guess what? The preacher got all of them lined up.
Hey, I like to go churching.
She gonna be more submissive to him
because
he gonna feed into her ego. She gonna be more submissive to him than she is to
her own man. Yeah, that happens for real.
She gonna give $400-500 tithes a month to that preacher, and she'll let her car note go bad. She'll be dodging the repo man. This is going on. That's why you don't see as many young.
That's real.
Especially y'all younger brothers. Y'all ain't even looking at church. You're like, man, I ain't even with all that. Because
that's because also too, to add to what you're saying, brother, a lot of the churches too, them brothers in there, it used to be heavily saturated with brothers in the churches at one point in time, right? But when what happened is now a lot of ego clashing has taken place in the churches with men, and there's no order anymore. So one man feel he the top dog and he can get all the women in there, and it became like a total madhouse. And that's why you hear that famous saying of like the freaks or you can find the real freaks in churches, because it done turn upside down. It's like a madhouse. So if you go in church now, you see more women in churches than you see men in churches. Women marvel off of that more than men do. And it shouldn't be that way. In all honesty, there should be more men in there, because guess what? The word does come from men too. It doesn't just it's not just a product of just one man talking. It's all men. If we all talking in unison, it would be a different story in the situation. But when you have all women in the church, honestly, is a more matriarch than a patriarch going on in there.
There you go. And that's true.
Hold women accountable. If they're gonna give me $20,000 a month.
Yeah, man.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want to.
And they got the bread. They got the money. They got the money. Women do have the money.
You got it. Look at all that money that could be used to help the community. And not saying women have to give their money because as long as they could take care of their own self, their children, put your income tax, half your income tax away for your children. Put it away, because you got a smart son, a smart daughter. You kill her dream soon she start coming on that people. You ain't nothing. You look just like your daddy. And she gonna hear that for 15 years. Now you buying her shirts with the breasts out. You going shopping for your son and not even buying him a belt, but his jeans is tight. A boy's kahunas need to hang and swing. We putting so much backwards living into our community. It used to be a community. Then it was a neighborhood. Now it's just a hood. Everybody's covered up. Nobody sees nothing until it's affecting their own self. We have to be accountable. Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I'm in a delusional world. Maybe I'm delusional, because I know in working with the younger youth, they sometimes a lot of times they get they clicks, but it may take me a year or two to get them to click. A lot of times these 35 and 40-year-olds, they so beaten up, they ain't giving nobody no grace. They don't want no grace. and so I'm saying we made to be with each other, but we just got to stop saying you, and what they did and somebody else's did, and just say, look, if I want it, let me put in this work. Let me reap what I sowed. Let me listen to what the Bible says. Let me reap what I sowed together. A lot of women can't even sew a hole and fix a hole on a shirt, put a button on. A lot of women send their kids out with zippers broken. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And a lot of men are still moving along. You're still getting slapped, but you're still getting up. you're getting concussions, you're still getting up, you're still working. And at some point when you get, and it happens usually about 35, you start looking to look, most men look a look, you feel different when you get that. You wake up and one day you're just like, damn, this shit ain't working. That's why it's best now, if you're young, to get away from your community for a year or two. Just go any direction, 4 years or any, 4 hours away. And the one thing that a lot of brothers are slipping on today, because I asked y'all this question, most Americans are loyal to America. All y'all women, y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all go vacation and come right on back to your job. If a war, and we had this conversation earlier, if something was to break out in America, how many of y'all gonna go fight? And you can say you don't want to, but guess what Uncle Sam gonna say? I want you, you coming. And if you don't, you get nothing. So So in order for us to survive that, we got to be together. Because I think my little brother AD, you look like you young enough to get out there and get your 50-pound rucksack and an M16 and get out there and do 12 miles a day looking for that. But see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go AWOL. But he's somewhere lost.
Listen.
But those opportunities could set a young brother up in his early 20s to be. Man, you can go in the military and become a fireman and get $40,000 bonus outside your pay. Why would you not want to set yourself up in that position?
That's all you gotta do, man. And listen, man, you're not delusional, brother. I'm telling you right now, you're coming from a place of love. It's a place of love. It ain't you ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's coming from. And I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, AD, trust me, the military is not a bad idea in most cases. If you down for it. Now,
I thought about going. I got out of college. I thought about it, but
no, it's all good.
I understand the benefits of it. It got benefits that come with it.
Yeah, a lot. It's to each his own. But what I want to know is, what if they do have something? What if we get into a GW3? You know what I mean? Like a World War III. What if we get into one of those? If we get into one of those, is draft going to come in? And if draft come in, are women getting drafted? Like, it's all these things people don't talk about.
I'll tell you what, if we going down the rabbit hole right now.
I know.
I'll
leave that alone. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we can finish that maybe on the back end of the show. Let me get back into it real quick.